Kid. Kaide. Hi, Internet. How are you?
Is that what we're really good going with here? All right.
No, absolutely not. For real, though. Hello.
Hey, God, it's me again.
Hello. Hello. It is your favorite man girl, me, DJ. We're back again. We're NoSkill Entertainment. Back again, yet again, with another episode of the NoSkill Podcast. Woo! Greatest podcast on the earth. Sorry, Joe Rogan. Suck it. Anyway, I'm your host, DJ. Shut up.
Yep.
I'm your host, DJ, and I'm joined by the usual suspects. We're going to start over here to my right, your left, Mikey. Hi.
Damn it. I was hoping I'd go last. Hi, it's good to be back. I'm here.
You good? Did you just shoo me? Did you just Amy shoo me?
I did not.
God.
Do not put those fucking words in
My
my mouth.
God.
And then we're going to swiftly transition to the lizard man, Brandon.
Hello.
The brand. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Even though for me you look like a martial arts sensei.
Yeah.
I can't see what they actually look like because I'm a silly little bitch boy and I'm on my Quest and not on the PC for the first time in God knows how long. So bear with me, but I'm still cute. Anyway, and then down there on the far end, he's blue dabba dee dabba die. There's Frazier.
Anyone else just see DJ's head like do the Exorcist spin?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it happens a lot when we're in this world.
Okay.
You get used to it. You get used to it. Trust me.
I just didn't know if it was me freaking out or if that was a genuine thing. As you were saying that, your head did the full spin again.
It's not your
Red
goofy
rum,
juice,
red
you're
rum.
fine.
But yes, we're NoSkill Entertainment, the NoSkill Podcast. We are here gathering around the campfire once again.
Like, oh,
Burping
okay.
our campfire song.
5 out of 10.
We gather here on this day because we just want to have a conversation a little bit because it is now spooky season. Well, halfway through spooky season, or spooky month, I should say, because it is October. Possibly one of the greatest months of the year because not even for Halloween, me personally, I just like the fact that it's crisp enough weather to where I can wear one of my many stupid hoodies, but warm enough to where I can still wear shorts.
Yes.
To me, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can finally break out my waifu hoodie again. Hey, gamer subs, how are you? Always got to do it at least once. Yeah, that hoodie has gotten some attention because now people who are now used to me wearing waifu shirts, they're just like, "You have a whole ass hoodie with women on it?"
Yes.
Yes, I do. Are you a full degenerate? Absolutely. Anyway, but what do you guys think of the fall season? How do you like it? How does your fall in California and Nebraska compare to my fall here in New England? We'll start over here. We'll start over here with you. What's your fall weather like out there in West Coast?
So as evidence of my voice, I get very sick this time of the year. I just don't have the immune system for it. I'm built for 85 and up. Yeah, it's got to be warm. It's got to be sunny, but I don't mind the cooler weather. I like my hoodies. I got a lot of metal show merch. I got my battle jacket. I'm usually nice and toasty, but it gets pretty cold. It gets pretty windy. Probably nothing compared to what you're used to with your freaking nature storms and big snowed in. And that one year it just rained for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was great. Because I thought it was Hurricane Ian. No, it was. We were just gonna have a 3-day rainstorm, and then we're going to have the hurricane come in.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Mother Nature.
You know, it is what it is, man. Like I don't mind it down here. It's kind of nice. Although we do get one interesting thing, as we live in a farmer's town. We have corn mazes in every direction because we're surrounded by fields. It's like little Nebraska.
Mhm.
Speaking of Nebraska and corn mazes, which we'll talk about later,
Hi.
Mr. Omaha.
Oh, far
How you
from
doing?
there, by the way. Anyways, um, honestly, this is probably my favorite time of the year. But in October and November season, I love hoodie weather. Even though I can easily go out with a fucking just pants and a shirt at least up to like maybe 40 degrees, 35 degrees, but it's like I just want an excuse to wear my hoodies. I love hoodies.
Same. I have way too goddamn many. Way too fucking many.
Way
And I ordered
too
2
many.
more.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I ordered Lena's hoodie that you and your brother sent me the link to. The one that I waited on because it was becoming summer.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought it.
I'm
just
probably
need to
going to
wait
get
for it to get here.
Noomies from the same drop.
Noomies is actually really cool too.
Yeah,
I
my
like
fucking
it.
my hoodie
one?
collection grew quite a bit, especially with all the band merch that I've been buying recently.
Band merch is where it'll fucking stack up. I
Hell
just got
yeah.
the Aftershock one that looks like the FBI logo. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
my
Oh,
hoodies
nice.
have grown. My fucking shirts have multiplied. I have like 6 different band hats. I have a long sleeve, which I love. It's a Wage War one, and I love it so much. And I never wore long sleeves until now, and I fucking love it. It's so good. It looks so good.
I actually
I think I
have
only have like one.
Yeah, I only have like one long sleeve T-shirt, and it's from the band of Never. We went to one of their shows. They had a long sleeve T-shirt. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm getting that." That's like
Yo,
the only one I'll
hardcore
wear
kids
during
love
this
them
time
long
of the
sleeves.
Yeah, but it's the only one I'll wear like during this time of the year. And by the way, the hoodie you gave me when you moved, so fucking comfy.
I was supposed to ask. I got a work jacket as well if you want it. It's just too much for me. It's hot, dude. This will protect you from like Arctic winters.
Fuck. I'll check it out. I'll check it out next time we meet up.
You
Speaking
remind
of-
me.
Speaking of comfy hoodies, shout out to the Ice Nine Kills merch line, because goddamn I got this red hoodie, and damn that shit's comfy, man. It's like one of my favorite hoodies, and I don't want to wear it that much, but damn, it's like one of my go-tos.
See, that's the one thing that I hate is like when you're trying to figure out what hoodie to wear that day. Because again, me personally, I have way too many hoodies, ranging from shit that I've had growing up, like, well, not even growing up, but just I've been an XL, but I always size up when it comes to hoodies, just that way it fits a lot more cleanly. So instead of going with XL, I'll go with a 2X. This way I feel like I'm swimming in it, and it's amazing. But you guys are talking about some of your band merch hoodies. I think my favorite one that I've been wearing a lot outside of my Waifu Cups hoodie, if you know, you know, was actually one that I got before the stay inside period from this band called Sabaton.
Oh.
And I am a
You say that like Sabaton isn't a band of immaculate lore.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are. Trust me. Between Sabaton songs and playing all the Assassin's Creed, I'm pretty sure that's how I got by in history class.
Fair enough.
For those that don't know, Sabaton, a lot of Sabaton's songs, especially like their big hits, are based off of actual events that happened in real life, from like world wars to even something as specific as One Certain Soldier. One of their songs called A Second All the Way. It's about this man named Alvin York. Google him. So that's what I love about their shit. I finally got to see them live, and the first thing that I saw is their merch line. That was the first concert where I saw that they were selling pants.
Oh.
Yep.
I've never been to a concert where they sell pants, and they were the same camo pants that Sabaton wears. They always wear some sort of camo pants, and I'm like, I can go for some pants.
Yeah,
Why
I
not?
think A Day to Remember.
$250.
I think my Day to Remember concert was the first time I saw pants. And I kind of wish I bought them, but I got this really thick hoodie, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take a hoodie.
Yeah, when it comes to just strictly band hoodies, I think off the top of my head, I have Metallica's, A Day to Remember's, Sabaton's, All That Remains, and for some reason a Cradle of Filth hoodie that I don't remember ever attending to or buying.
Who just
God
has
left
a
you-
Cradle of Filth hoodie?
Apparently me. I was just digging through my shit because I'm like, yeah, it's fall season, time to dig out the goody stuff. And next thing you know, I'm just like, oh, dude,
I think I know where that came from.
Uh-oh.
Didn't you have that one Crazy X?
Oh yeah, the one that really listened to true Norwegian black metal. Yeah. Yep. Oh boy.
Better go
So
give
that
that
means
back
this thing
before
is
she kills you in
cursed.
your sleep.
No, I need to set it on fire and release the omen that is still in my house.
Oh man.
Listen, dude. If heads up, fellas, if a gift to one of your girls is her giving you a hoodie instead of stealing it, run far away, because girls are supposed to take our hoodies. That's why I have so many, so that way when one goes missing, I'm not suffering. I still have my rave hoodies. I haven't been to a rave since the last con. I still have my heat wave.
Don't get me started
Send
on
it
that
to me.
shit.
I will never part with any of my hoodies, excuse you, besides the Cradle of Filth one, because it's cursed.
I ain't touching that.
But no. So fall festivities, fall things that we do in the fall things that we're doing in October. The first thing that comes to my mind is, we're all old farts. Do y'all still partake in trick or treating?
Absolutely not.
I have not gone in like over a decade.
So I don't do it anymore, but I used to go the day after Halloween and just have like a little sign or something like that. With a couple of my friends from middle school would go, and we would have something that would say candy disposal unit. So we just get rid of everyone getting rid of all their old candy because they don't want it in their house. You'd have like the 10-gallon garbage bags just full of candy in like an hour.
I'm not necessarily saying I'll go trick or treating, but it's one of those. If I'm walking down the street and somebody has the bucket of candy outside with the sign that says "Take one and don't knock," I might, go up and take the entire bucket.
I kind of do something like trick or treating. I don't know if you guys want to hear about car people shit, but I do.
Yes,
Yep.
of course I do.
Okay. So, in our town, there is a couple neighborhoods where the people like to get festive and they like to do crazy stuff. Don't know why, not my deal. I just show up or help out. One of the things they do is they'll line up and do a car show, and they'll flip all the cars around, pop open the trunks, decorate like our main street, all in Halloween stuff. And they'll let the kids run loose and do a big trunk or treat, have music blasting, and let all the kids run around. I'll help set that
Oh,
up.
bro,
and I'll
trunk or
have a
treats
couple,
for the set.
right? And I'll have one or two of my cars in there because I got a couple cars I work on, and so does my family. So there'll be 8 or 9 cars lined up. It's me, my dad, my uncle, my cousins, my uncle's other car, his wife's car, their grandkids, and we'll just like take up a whole city street. And we do that every year, dude. We're consistent. We never miss, and it's a lot of fun. See the kids smile, make the adults happy since they're not just running around freezing their ass off all night. It's warm.
Yeah.
It's safe. You don't got to worry about crazy people.
Dude, trunk or treats were the shit. All right, well, okay, so let's go
So
back
much
a little
fun.
bit then, because I was just wanting to make an entire bit about stealing candy. But so let's go back to when we were children, and
Why are you stealing candy?
I'm not stealing candy
stealing
from
candy
kids. I'm
from a
saying like if
baby.
somebody like left that bucket on their doorstep with the whole take one and don't knock, I would nick the entire bucket.
That's for
What
stealing
the
from
fuck?
kids because now kids aren't getting that candy.
Oh no, I'm stealing from the adult that set it outside. Yeah, for the kids, but
No,
it
you're
came
stealing
from
the
him.
kids. You're
Am
stealing
I
from the
crazy here?
kids. No.
Them damn kids ain't paying rent. What are they gonna do?
Candy from babies.
Basically,
No, see, and I'm doing a service because the people that put the bucket out there, they probably didn't check the candy in advance. There were razor blades in that shit, and I was doing a service.
That's an urban myth. Why are you spreading propaganda?
That's something that only appears in white neighborhoods.
But I still remember, like,
and
that's
in
what
white horror movies.
Okay, before.
Yeah,
On that note, we'll transition into this from that. Like when we were kids and when you were a flying iguana, trick or treating as children. Did you guys ever get hit with that whole? Because I know I had my mom would do it, and one of my cousins would do it because she's a bitch. I love you. They would hit me with the whole. I have to check this candy to make sure that there's no methamphetamine needles in it. And so she takes my Reese's cup and then just starts eating it in front of me. And I'm just like, you're lucky. I am way too small to do anything about this. But I'm pretty sure 10 years from now, I'm going to be pissed when I remember this. So did you have anybody ever try to pull that shit up? Like, I'm just eating this to check it.
Oh yeah, me and my dad are grown ass adults. He'll still come to my house and be like, "Oh, I'm making sure your Reese's are good." I'm like, "It's fucking June. Get out of my house."
His dad would do that too.
So yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
Yeah, then you had my mom who was she was a schoolyard bully. As soon as we would have our pillowcases filled with candy. And then as soon as my brother and I would get home, she would grab both of our bags and then dump them on the floor. And as soon as she saw Laffy Taffy, which that's fine, take the Laffy Taffy, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck about Laffy Taffy, but it was Laffy Taffy, Pixie Sticks. No, but Laffy Taffy, Pixie Sticks, and Milky Way. As soon as she saw those, that was her chaperone fee. And she would just, pilfer everything from both of our bags. And I really like Milky Way.
No, Milky Way.
I still have.
Milky Ways are good.
My mom and I, we still have words to this day. We still have words to this day because of it. All right. Had you guys ever had something like that? There's drugs in your candy. I need to take it.
Yeah. When I was like a wee little lizard, to keep up with that little theme, I guess. My dad would always do that.
Their immersion, damn it.
Anyways, when my dad would do that to me as a little kid, and he doesn't do it now, but I swear, it would be something like Milky Ways, just like your mom, but then it would also be like those little candies, what are they called? It's like those little powder candies that Mexicans always used to eat as a kid.
Lucas.
That like a little circular pack of this white powder candy. Every time he saw that, he'd take that from me, and maybe a couple of things here and there, but he didn't take a lot.
Mazapan,
there you go. And yeah, he didn't take a lot, but those shit. Trust me, I wanted to retaliate, but I was too little to do anything about it.
The way he said that, now I'm just picturing Mikey going up to Brandon. He's just like Glock in hand over the Moz.
Have you ever had
this?
Have you ever had it?
No.
They're really good, my guy. I'm gonna send you a pack. I'm gonna get on Prime. All right, ditch the hands, ditch the headset. Hold up.
He's actively gonna do it right now.
He's doing it like right now. This podcast.
Fucking Christ.
All right.
Fuck, my phone's dead. I'll come back to this later.
Fuck's sake.
All right, now down the line, Frazier. Anybody nick your shit because you were too little to do anything about it?
Not really. My parents didn't like candy that much. Surprising if you've ever seen them. They liked candy a lot, just not when I was little. But no, I never had to deal with that. A few times because my mom being the person she is, watched the news and said, "Oh, be careful! They're putting drugs in that." And now, they're putting drugs in candy and shit like that, or they're doing whatever, razor blades and shit. And I'm sitting there going like, there is no way in hell anyone is either gonna put like the big thing now is like, oh, the weed candies, right? They're like, there's no way in hell a stoner is gonna be giving out free weed candies. Like, you worried over the wrong things.
I don't know, man. You gotta
Don't
lose
even
money
know
with
that
that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
They don't
losing
even have money to
money.
get the shit to begin with. Yeah.
That shit, if
Shit
anything,
got
I had to
taxed.
make that shit and keep it all to myself. The fuck?
Yeah, fuck these kids, man. This
Fuck
shit's
these
expensive.
kids.
Yeah, seriously. But no, essentially, I never had to deal with we're taking a toll fee. It would be like, hey, it would be more like, do you have any of these? It wasn't like, oh, we're going to search through it. And I'd be like, oh, I have this here. Have it. Okay, there we go. That's all I got from that.
The
Like,
most of that
Twizzlers
would
or
happen
something.
for
Take your
me.
Twizzlers.
Most of it happened for
Yeah.
me is just my mom would look over it. She would not take any. She'd just look and see if there was any ones that were just opened. Because some people would just
that's
open
at
it,
least a good
and
check, though.
open it and
Yeah.
at least put something in it. So she would always just look and see if any of them were already open. But that's it, really.
Mijo, don't eat the New York peppermint patty. I found the M1 Abrams shell in it. You can't eat that one.
There's depleted uranium in your York peppermint patty.
Hey, that's where you get the minty flavor from.
By the way,
We've been
especially as a
hanging out
kid,
with
whoever
Garn too
actually,
much. Jesus Christ.
maybe it's just me, but like straight up as a kid, if you were that child that just ate York peppermint patties without grimacing a little bit, you were a psychopath.
You
Hi.
got something to say to my face, DJ?
I know.
You're a
seriously, DJ.
psychopath.
There's some in the fridge right now because they're not cold enough from the factory.
No, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Same thing with Thin Mint cookies. You always have to put them in the freezer, even though they're already supposed to taste cold. They need to be colder.
Oh yeah, they need to be just
So
crisp.
Walmart makes their own now. They're great value. They're so good. The whole cart's like $2.99.
Ooh.
Just
Ooh.
a tip
Time
out
for a
there
Walmart
people
run.
trying to snack on a budget.
Stop. So now let me ask you guys this. Outside of, they're putting uranium in the Snickers. Do you have shut up.
Quit
I'm gonna
snickering.
mute myself.
God damn it.
Do you have like any like fond memories from trick or treating from past Halloweens of like in your lore when you were wee lads and lasses and lizards?
Oh yeah, I got plenty.
I still were one of my favorite memories that I had. Speaking of the whole trunk or treat thing, where I lived. This is when I still lived in Reno. My next door neighbor, whom was whacked out of his fucking mind, he for every holiday, and I mean every holiday, whether it was meaningful or not, he could full-fledged decorate his entire ass house, and then he would always dress up for whatever holiday. I mean, even on Valentine's Day, he'd wear a diaper and shoot random people with arrows from his house.
What?
Did I mention he was whacked out of his fucking head? Yeah, that's what he would do.
Nevada,
But
dude.
still remember on one Halloween, and I mean, it's a little big city. It's little Vegas, baby. We were weird around here. But Halloween, he would deck his house out in Halloween themed shit, which was really cool. His wife would sit there in their driveway. She's dressed up as a witch. She has a cauldron that has a little fog machine in it, and she'd pretend to stir whatever the hell was in it, and then she'd just be like, go on and reach in and grab something. Oh. I'm 6 and I'm shitting myself because I'm thinking she's actually a witch, all because I saw Hocus Pocus once.
Good
Yeah.
movie.
Very good movie. But he would sit there on top, dressed up as Beetlejuice, on top of his fucking house. I like to point out his house was 2 stories tall. So he's dressed up as Beetlejuice. he has a megaphone and he's just yelling out to our neighborhood, everybody that's around. And for some reason, there was a huge crowd outside of this house because there's a dude dressed up as Beetlejuice on top of the house yelling into a megaphone, and he's not wearing a harness. One false move. You could say his name 4 times and nothing would happen. Death was imminent. But we're with my cousin who was dressed up as an M&M. I want to say she was the blue M&M, and it was just one of those things that you could buy from Spirit Halloween. It's just overly sized. It has leg holes and a head hole. And he also just points her out. He goes, that's her, my future wife, and M&M. His actual wife breaks character, and she's just reach in and what the fuck? Excuse me, Gary. His name wasn't actually Gary. I was 6. I don't remember what the fuck his name was, but I remember that shit because they started having an argument right then and there. I'm dressed up as Dracula, by the way. I looked adorable as shit because I had an afro and fangs. Oh yeah. But so they're getting into a verbal argument. I'm just staring at this like I don't care what's going on. I really, for some reason, I'm like, I really want this guy to fall for some reason. Is that bad to say? I'm 6. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. And my mom, she's just like, come on, son. I'm resisting the urge to move. My feet are turned into cement blocks, and I'm like, I want to see how this plays out. She calls my dad over. My dad just picks me up, shoulders me, and then we walk 3 blocks to the house with me crying as Dracula on his shoulder. I hate it here. I'm reliving this memory now. Go before I start crying. Or say nothing.
I guess he's not there.
I don't think he's here.
I was clearing my throat. I was trying to like not be that guy who does all the whole Nixon just. But you know,
I mean, I did that last podcast to him when I told him to get an Oculus Quest link.
Oh yeah. When you just lost it, I forgot about that. Man, I'm sorry. That story shook me. In a weird kind of way. But anyways,
yeah, Reno's weird.
I can tell. Halloween, October, spooky. Okay, so we did have this interesting cousin, very eccentric, little out there. And Adrian could verify this story. And he, much like your neighbor or your old neighbor, he liked to do his house. It was a very old house, very big property, and there's no fences or dividers between the properties. It's just like alleyways that divide the houses. And he would do his house in the middle completely Halloween. The alleyways in the middle would have like blockers and other Halloween decorations so you couldn't see what's going on. One year, he decides to kick it up to 11, and they're very resourceful, and they are part-time butchers. They go hunting, they field strip everything, prep their own meat. Well, they had a frozen pig head. And you know those cauldrons that you were describing with smoke coming out of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They had one of those with steam rolling out of it, and the candy bowl was off to the side, and you had to walk by. And when you got close, you would see through the smoke and see a real decapitated frozen pig head staring at you. And if you're 14 like me at the time, yeah, it might give you a shock, but it's hilarious. But if you're 8, like all the neighbor kids who are dressed up like Transformers and Power Rangers and ninjas and shit, I'm 90% sure every one of those kids was scarred for life because there was just this dead ass animal head looking into their soul as they went for their fucking Kit Kat. After about 3 hours of all the adults pissing themselves laughing, one of the neighbors finally complained to the fire department because this town's so small, there's no police department. So the fire department has to play peacekeepers.
Oh, man.
They made him go fucking throw it in the back and put it away. I think it was about 15
I
minutes
get
before he
it.
put it back out in the yard.
I mean, I get it because it's like unless you can handle that type of like that's some Godfather level shit. But substitute a horse head with the pigs. But I think it's
a pig's head's
shit.
gnarlier.
Oh yeah, pig's head is absolutely gnarlier because you know, like the head is right here. The rest of it's in his fridge, waiting to be made into breakfast tomorrow.
And not even that. I mean, mouth open, teeth sticking out, eyes are all crazy. Like it was not.
Oh, he mangled it.
To look at. It cut its head off. Do you think it held a smile through that? It's not Braveheart. It's a fucking pig.
I thought it was like eyes closed and then the mouth shut, and then he did it. So he basically he adjusted everything to make this thing look fucking.
He didn't give it its last rites. It was a 400-pound thrashing boar, and he just went ka-cha.
True. Smear you, bud.
Pretty much. It's one of those animals you're like, this should be a domesticated food animal, but it's putting up a fight.
All right. Bonkai.
We did that one. We've had a lot of fun just doing group costumes. My little cousin, we gave her a full Gene Simmons outfit when she was like 10. Did the wings, cape, the hair, the guitar, like the full 9 yards. We had Power Rangers that were like 2 scale. Halloween's fun, man, and my family likes to do parties, so a crazy Halloween rager was just the yearly tradition. Over the top decorations are a thing. It was good times. It was really good times, and that was mostly the early years. We didn't get into the crazy stuff until I got older, and we can't talk about that because actually, I know Ian was. Were you there for the beer run with the devil?
Yes. Yes. I had not thought about that until just.
So for a short story, for reasons we can't get into, we couldn't get our normal venue on Halloween. It wasn't even booked up. They had a safety thing. So we held our Halloween party 2 weeks late, and it's a small town. Nobody cares. 80% of this town's population was there. The only issue is we drank all the beer in that town. So we had to go back into the main town, like 20 minutes away. My uncle's dressed as the devil. I think we're dressed as like Naruto characters. In a regular ass December day. And we walk into the gas station full costume. And my uncle's huge. He's a big, bulging Hispanic Mexican man. Face paint, horns, cape, a shirt that's way too small. He looks like a Jackass character at this point. The staff, the cops, everybody who was in this fucking gas station and the diner across the street was so confused. We had people staring, people taking pictures and shit. And we didn't buy like a 30-pack. We had 2 30-packs, a thing of 12-packs, and then a couple bottles. And we're just loading this shit into the trunk of a beat-up-ass Dodge Dynasty. And our buddy who's driving the Dodge Dynasty is this big country boy, big ginger, real pale skin, who showed up not knowing it was a Halloween party. So we kept telling everybody because they're like, well, what's he dressed as? I'm like, oh, he's dressed as a Mexican. It's in his fucking field worker's outfit because that's what he did.
My God.
Yeah, we had some good times. We had some really good times. So someone else take this.
All right, of you two, memorable Halloween excursion that you've been on, that you've seen.
I have one, and you were part of this because, and so was our buddy Sergio when we went down to, because your cousin invited us to go to Universal Fright Nights.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh, that's all Fraser's story. I ain't even gonna get involved.
All right, so
hey, real quick though, you can't say his business name. They're not affiliated with us. We can't use their name. Okay, just making sure.
I don't even think I know, but basically his cousin calls him up and says, hey, I'm going to Universal Fright Nights. Do you and a couple of your buddies want to come down with me? So Mikey calls up me, calls up our buddy Sergio, and we all pile into his cousin's car and just bomb down to LA. And we did that like it's usually like a 6.5 hour trip if you're just you're not even like trying to go fast, but you're not like cruising either. You're just going. I think he did it in like 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 hours, and that was with 2 stops.
Yeah, 2 stops. Meanwhile, he is rolling like while he's driving, knee on steering wheel, just rolling right there, taking dab rips, handing us backwoods. But we smoked like 3 or 4 on the way down, and about that many on the way back.
7.
But
7 on the way down, 9 on the way back.
that's right. I
what
don't
the
remember most
fuck?
of them because I was high as shit.
You and Sergio fell asleep at one point, and my cousin
That was on the way
looks and
back.
He's like, you guys have been fun, man. It's been cool. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? They've been asleep for like an hour. And he just kept talking. I'm like, you know what?
That was on the way back because I remember waking up going like, "Oh damn, that was a good sleep."
Fuck.
But so we get
I
down
was
to
half
Universal
expecting
Fright
to look
Nights.
back and see you 2 spooning.
That would have been funny because Sergio's back and he does not play with that shit.
No.
If that happened, I would never let him live it down. But so we get down to Universal Fright Nights. We're down there. We're going on some of the rides before because like during the day it's Universal, and then when like after like 6 or 7 it turns into Fright Nights. The haunted houses. The guys walking around with the de-chained chainsaws, like chasing people down. Now, his cousin did not tell us that he was like before like we got there. Like he told us when we got there that he was deathly afraid of clowns.
Oh.
So what is like one of the scariest things you've got going? Yeah, clowns running with chainsaws around you. We're going through haunted houses where like people are dressed with clown masks and shit like that. So he's getting freaked out. But still, my favorite thing we did was when we were on the Transformers ride, and he has his pen with him. So he hit it mid ride, gets high as shit, and during the ride, Optimus Prime gets like thrown. Because we're on the Transformers ride, gets thrown and lands like right in front of you. It's one of those like 3D rides. You're in a car and it's like the screen's right there and it's just throwing shit at you.
Kind of like AR
Um,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Exactly.
So Optimus gets thrown. He does a commando roll, lands in front of us and goes. And he asks the ride, "Are you guys okay?" And this guy is so fucking high. He goes, "No, Optimus, I'm not okay." The whole
Fucking tears,
cart
bro.
starts losing
A
their
grown ass
shit.
adult with facial
He's
hair.
right next to me.
Tears.
I'm losing my shit. We get out. We're getting the weird ass looks from all of the people like that we were on the ride with. They're like, "Is he okay?" He's like, "Yeah, he's good." He gets really emotional.
He was hyperventilating when we got off the ride. He was holding himself up on the wall, just. Jeez, pull your shit together. We're in public. This is embarrassing.
You can man the fuck up a little bit.
I was gonna slap him, and I'm like, no, he'll actually cry more. I'm not even attempt that.
Then you're the bad guy.
Continue. Hold on.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
man. That
Sorry,
was
I
such
had
a fun trip. I forgot about that.
I think, and see, here's the thing: is I've done a lot of like the worked haunted houses where I get to scare people because I really enjoy doing like that jump scare shit. I was doing an actual trunk or treat for the church my mom goes to, and so we got a box truck and we put up like those like office wall dividers in there, so it made like a kind of like a zigzag maze, and we had like a mannequin on one side that had like full dressed up and everything like that, and then I was in another corner with my Akatsuki robe that has a hood on it that was like longer than me with my hollow mask on, right? So it looked like it's just another stuffed mannequin. I'd have people walk by and they're like, "Oh, that one's fake, so this one's got to be fake as well," and I'd scare the shit out of them. Well, one of them eventually they got all the way around, and then I let them like go all the way through. Then they had to walk all the way back out, right? Because it's box truck. You got one way in, one way out. I wait until they get behind me, and then when they get past me, leaving, and I scare them. They end up falling into the wall dividers, knocking everything down, and you just hear them scream. The people outside see the just domino of wall dividers falling almost out of the back of the vehicle, and
Oh.
everyone in the line just losing their shit. And I'm just like sitting there going like, I'm trying to grab you because I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you that bad, but I'm also almost falling over, laughing, pissing myself because it's so funny. And if you want to know this, and it's like when we went to Universal Fright Nights, I was like, I want to put in an application for Fright Nights because I enjoy doing this jump scare shit.
Knott's Berry does one, and I really want to try it because they even give you like a little what's it called?
Harness or some shit.
A laser tag vest, and you can actually get a laser tag gun and shoot at the characters, and they'll back off if you hit them early and shit like that.
Okay. Oh,
He's got a haptic vest on. Kick his ass.
Kick his ass. I love those VR chat videos, and everybody just mobs them and starts throwing hands. You jackasses are crashing my computer. Stop.
All right, before we go,
Yeah,
you saw
those are my
up
stories.
there the tall man.
I don't have
Halloween,
any.
interesting story.
I don't have any from like when I was a little kid. This is, I think, the craziest thing I've done on Halloween was, I'd say, freshman year of high school. And so, me and all my friends decided, you know what? Let's just go out into the fields, because some of the farmers would put out like just random decorations out in the middle of the field with like that glow a little bit. So like at night you would see like a witch in the distance. You just see like a little light on her face, give her like that creepy like shadow kind of look to it, or just random like little ghost things. What, I don't know. We would just go out into the field. We found like a stack or like a little line of like hay bales, and we decided to just climb up there. And we are just smoking. One of our friends brought edibles, and we're just getting high as shit on the hay bales. It's out there in the middle of the field, probably like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on Halloween. And then all of a sudden we hear a truck coming down the road. We didn't think anything of it. The truck goes down the roads all the time because this is a farm area, a lot of dirt roads. So we heard the truck coming because of all the gravel and all that. We were just chilling, and trust me, I don't even know how they knew we were out there. Maybe someone had like a flashlight out at some point, and they saw someone was out in the hay bales.
Somebody was. Oh shit!
So as soon as they saw that we were out there, they started booking it towards us. It didn't register that the truck was coming at us until it was like, I'd say like a good block from us, and we just booked it. Everyone just started freaking out, and we're all high as fuck, so this is like trippy as shit. It is like the greatest way to get a bad high is someone chasing you in a old rusty truck in a freaking dark ass field.
Some Jeepers Creepers shit right there.
Exactly.
I was say children of the, like that's the sort of a horror movie.
Having a panic
you
attack.
survived the intro to a horror movie. Congratulations.
So we're just freaking out. And luckily, we weren't that far from town. It was just like halfway across a cornfield, and we just jumped over a road, and we're already in like a neighborhood. So we just booked it to the neighborhood. As soon as we got to the neighborhood, because honestly, I think at some point he tried to hit one of us because he got really close. He got really close at one point. I could tell he was mostly just trying to scare us off of the field, but he got pretty close like 1 or 2 times, and we weren't taking any chances. We kept running. And as soon as we got across the road, we all just jumped in like this deep ditch, like because it has like this area or like this ditch where all the water from like rain or like because the fields that are around us catch water or keep water really well. So like if it's just a lot of rain and of course all the farming equipment that spew out water, the water just builds up. It's kind of like a rice field almost. You know what I'm talking about? So there's like this big ditch in between the field and like the neighborhood, so it just goes in there and doesn't cause flooding. So we just jumped in there because we're like, hey, he's not gonna drive in there. He's gonna wreck his truck. The motherfucker drove in. He just drove right in.
Motherfucker went pet.
He drove right in. And later on, and we just climbed out on the other side and ran into the neighborhood because that guy was fucking crazy. The next morning, I was walking to school and I see like 2 trucks with like hooks and straps and all that pulling the truck out from the ditch, and I'm like just thinking to myself, motherfucker fucking deserves it. Fuck you, dude. He almost ran us over. You deserve this shit.
That's great.
Play stupid games,
Alright.
win stupid prizes.
Well, since the rest of the fellas told ones when they were adults, I got another quick one from like me being an adult instead of me being a child.
Hit me when you're done.
This one, I was a grown man. We were going to I think it was called Fright Fest as well at Six Flags. So the Halloween theme, everything. They have a bunch of creatures and everything walking around. The students walking around on stilts. But then they also had like now horror themed rides. They had a corn maze, and the one thing so I'm already pissed off and tired because not for none. I'm not going to make it sound like I'm like the most stone cold statuesque man of all fucking time. But when it comes to Fright Fest and all those things that are supposed to be scary at these amusement parks, I really don't find them scary because I know it's not real. It's same thing with horror movies. I'm not going to actually be scared. I'll be there for the experience and hanging out with my friends, but ultimately your end game goal is to get a DJ to shit his pants. It's not going to happen. And on this day, my buddy Bubba is with us. We have a big group of us. Bubba is significantly bigger than me.
Well, I imagine his name's Bubba. Most
His name is
Bubbas
Bubba.
are big
Yeah.
Bubbas.
You gotta
He's
earn that.
seven.
man.
He's 7 feet, 358 pounds.
Yep, that's a Bubba.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's either Bubba or Big Hoss.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, no, he's Bubba because he's dumb as shit. But I love him to pieces. So he's just like me. He wants to be there to hang out with everybody. We're also there to protect everybody else in case for some reason they get scared or in case somebody gets hurt. We know what to do. So we go on all the rides. One of them was just like this little, you sit in this cart, you go through this little like tunnel thing where a bunch of jump scares happen. The people start like tapping you on the shoulder or like whacking handkerchiefs across the back of your neck and going, huh. So everybody's losing their shit. Bubba and I are just like, if one of you motherfuckers touches me, you're about to get stunnered through this fucking ride. So we get through. I want to say the funnest thing when it came to the rides and the walkthroughs is at one point, one of the girls in our party, we're walking through this haunted area. This one dude is pretending to be a butcher, and he's hacking away at a dead animal with a chainsaw. It was all fake, you could tell. She called out and said, "That chainsaw's not real." This man looks at her, bends down, picks up a real chainsaw, and revs it in her face.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
She deadbolt sprints out of there. I'm now revitalized. I'm having so much fun because that happened. Bubba is now even more annoyed because he's just like, if I'd have known that they could have real chainsaws, I would have brought mine. Well, they can have a real chainsaw. You can't. You're an attendee. You don't work here, bub. So we take a couple of minutes, everybody to gather themselves and gain composure. I went and got a hot dog. I was hungry. Now we go to the fucking corn maze. I don't know your guys' opinion on corn mazes. If you think they're cool, I think they are stupid and a waste of time.
I think they're a great way to fuck with people.
It
Fun
depends on the
fact.
company.
Like to the corn cave.
This door cave.
I was hoping you would bring that up. This is the dumbest shit I've ever said.
The actual words he said. He grabbed an ear cord, looks at a group, and says to the corn cave, pulls it down like it's a lever, and then just disappears off into the fields. In the middle of a corn maze.
Well, my reason for this is the fact that, like, ultimately, when it comes to a corn maze, it's, and maybe it's just the fact that I was with a traveling pack of goons that panic over literally anything. But ultimately, it's go straight and then make a left or make a right, and then you're gonna go straight, and then you're gonna make a left or make a right. I don't know if there's a strategy to it. You apparently have a strategy for everything because you told us how to beat every single arcade game in existence a couple podcasts ago. Go check that out. Yes.
We were in Boy Scouts together. We know how to read maps and navigate. Corn,
They didn't give us a
corn
map.
mazes
It was
are-
just going. There wasn't a map.
Okay,
it was just,
so
here you go.
the ones we do, they have a big board of the map, and you walk it. You see it, and then you walk in. That's all we need. We're done in like fucking 10, 15 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, for this, they just basically said, okay, here's the start of the maze. Go figure it out. And if you get lost, you get too scared, press this button, and somebody will come and find you. And by
Yeah, they
somebody
don't
will come
have
and
that over
find you,
here.
it's this flashing light kicks on, and somebody will start walking on top of the corn stalks because they're all basically grouped together, and come and get you. So I'm sitting there with this group of people, and they're all just like, "Oh my god, do we make a left to me or do we make a right?" I say we pick one. I'd like to point out in this scenario, I'm being the most patient, okay? I'm being the most patient for once. Bubba is getting blatantly more and more annoyed with each turn and not seeing an exit directly in front of him. Okay, so
Bubbas are not known for their critical thinking abilities.
but in D&D terms, after about half an hour, Bubba remembered, A, not only is he annoyed, but B, he's maxed out strength.
Oh.
So, half an hour of this
Trailblazer.
bullshit, Bubba has had enough. He hops over the paracord barrier that was separating us from the corn stalks, and he walks that way through the corn. He gave zero fucks. He was just like, I can't take it anymore. He hops over and he's just like, this is so fucking stupid. I hate every single one of you. This is so goddamn pointless. I'm thirsty. I almost shit myself and I want a beer and I want to go to the bathroom. And he just walks through the corn. I'm laughing my ass off because all the people that were with, especially his girlfriend and her gal pals are like, Bubba, you can't do that. That's against the rules. Fuck the rules. And he just continues walking. So I'm like,
That was great.
I'm kind of torn here. On the one hand, I don't want to leave the party of people that are being vulnerable and scared because they're never going to find their way out of here. But at the same time, I agree with him. So I try to level with them. And I tell them very logically, I mean, he is going to get out. He will have found a way out. Maybe not the way out, but way out. Just saying. But that's cheating. No, it's not cheating. It's adapting to your environment and remembering that you don't give a fuck about corn. So I finally convinced that we follow him, and as soon as we get out, we get halted by staff and faculty members and one security guard. And they're like, hey, you broke the corn. And Bubba goes, I didn't want to be there anymore. Well, why didn't you signal your beacon? My what? We gave all of you a beacon. If you were in danger or you needed to find a way out, you press it and somebody would have came and got you. shit.
Shit.
I guess I forgot it about that. Bubba. You forgot about the beacon? Well, I mean, I found a way out. Did I not?
He did.
You
He
did.
find a
We
way out.
win.
He
He
did.
did.
I
We
don't
win.
say you. He found his way out.
All the way back to the fucking van. Him and his girl are just arguing. She's just like, you ruined absolutely everything. I mean, I found the way out. You broke the corn. You cheated. But I found a way out. Babe, you always tell me if I can't figure something out, get clever with it. That was pretty clever. And I found a way out.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
No, but Bubba, you don't understand. The point of the game is to get lost. Well, I didn't want to be lost anymore. I wanted to be found. And I found a way out. I'm like, you know, you can't argue with this logic. He's absolutely right. He found a way out. We're here now. We don't have to pay for damages because it's corn. Let's just go the fuck home. Granted, on the way home, when we were going to the parking lot, we ran into a cop. Well, not ran into, but a cop car stopped us. I thought we were in trouble. I noticed that they didn't have the cherries and berries on top. They replaced it with a jack-o'-lantern, like a lot of jack-o'-lantern
That's
things.
what's up.
That's pretty cool.
They
Hell
stopped. They stopped us and said Happy Halloween. They gave us bags of kettle corn.
Yo,
All right,
I need
nice.
those cops.
Yeah, seriously. Of course.
I love me some kettle corn.
I also like to
I thought we
point
were in
out.
trouble, dude.
I also like to point out.
Huh?
I have been here in Nebraska for over 10 years now, and I have yet to even go to any corn maze at all.
Don't.
I don't have
That's
any.
fine. It's
I don't
not
have
bad. I
interest
like
in
Yeah,
it.
fair.
I don't have any interest in it. Maybe eventually I'll do one. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Never been to one. I haven't even seen one around. I haven't seen anyone doing one around here. I think that's
Dude,
more
there's,
towards
like,
like
no
the
joke,
city area.
Can you find a
Yeah, that-
maze when it's all corn?
I mean, I might as well, dude. If I wanted to
That's
get
something to think
lost in
about.
a damn maze of corn, I could just go out in the night and walk into one. I mean, it's not
Exactly.
hard.
Dude,
And be
from-
careful,
from-
there's sharks out there now.
Oh yeah, true.
Iron warned us about him.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard of the ones in the toilets? That's scary.
Oh my god. They're in the house. So, Deej, you and Fraser both reminded me something very interesting happened on that trip down to Horror Nights.
Uh-oh.
The big event that year was the Purge. Some of you may have heard of it.
Oh yeah.
The only thing is, you had to walk 500 feet from the end of the park through a tunnel, down a street, and then you can get to the Purge area. The tunnel was also part of the attraction, but they didn't tell anybody that. You walked into an area that had no lights, and the only thing lit up was sections of the tunnel every 50, 60
Maybe
feet.
50 feet.
So you would be
Yeah.
in pitch black sometimes. And we're walking through in a group, bunch of guys having a good time, all a little tipsy, enjoying life. And in front of us is a gentleman, and he's like this, and he's pushing his wife in a wheelchair. And a clown drops out of the roof with the chainsaw, and he swings it at him. And this guy lets go of his wife, pushes her, and he just runs. And he just leaves her there with this fucking clown with the chainsaw. And he cleared all
That happened on the
500
way
feet.
back too.
He cleared all 500 feet of that tunnel in like 6 seconds. And the clown takes off the mask. He stops the chainsaw and he's like, "Ma'am, I am so sorry." And she's like, "Give me that. I'm going to fucking kill him. I swear to God, I'm going to kill him." She just wheels her ass out of there furious. And her husband doesn't stop when he gets to the end. He just kept running, dude. He full on abandoned her ass.
It happened
Damn.
on the way back,
It's you or me, babe.
what was it? Someone like threw their girlfriend at the guy with the chainsaw to just like distract him long enough so he could run. Remember that on the way back because one was on the way in.
Oh
One was on the way
yeah.
out.
We were going by the castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
Oh my god.
and then oh my god, what
Okay.
just happened to me? What the fuck?
Whoa. Whoa. Poltergeist.
Whoa.
Okay.
Seriously. Over this conversation. What the fuck? That is not how I told my thing to sit down. What the absolute fuck? I think my whole thing got should have. Hold up.
Welcome to No Skill Horror Show, where we show you the actual nightmare it is to make a production.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
spooky.
Mikey, remember the guy that was in the stilts that scared like that gangbanger or whatever, like the guy that was like trying to fight him? He
Oh,
was on the way out.
Sergio.
No, it wasn't Sergio. It was
I know.
yeah.
I was just shot
Yeah,
at
there's a-
him because I know he listens.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, there's a guy on stilts. And, he's like coming up, and then he comes down, leans down, and then goes, like tries to scare you, right? Well, he picked like the one guy that's like, oh, I can't be punked. I can't be punked. So like tries to start squaring up with this. Security's like separating them, and then like just walking the guy on the stilts. Cause he's just, oh, I don't think it's a big deal. Just gonna do my own thing. And they're like walking with their back to the guy on stilts to make sure this guy doesn't rush him and just take out the stilts.
We were in LA.
Yeah. By the
LA be
way,
like that.
yeah.
If anybody's gonna fight, I mean,
Mm,
they based LA or GTA off LA for a reason. I'm just
this
Yeah.
is facts.
saying. Oh,
I mean,
shit.
the one thing I always try to the one thing I try to tell people when it comes to like horror themed attractions like that is, whether you're walking fast or walking slow, if you see something that's not moving, don't approach it because it's probably gonna start moving as soon as you get near it. Like those easy pranks that people pull on kids, dress them as scarecrows, just sitting there in a chair lifeless. And then as soon
That
as the kid
people
gets
over
close
there.
enough, yeah,
that scared that knocked down all the walls. That was me.
Yep.
But then I got a buddy. Him and his girlfriend, they were at Fright Fest. Well, not recently, but this theme it was supposed to be surviving the zombie apocalypse. So randomly there would just be zombies like trudging around. But during one of the attractions, you think you're about to finish, a bunch of zombies come walking / jogging out towards you, and now your job is to turn around and run all the way back to where you came from because that's now the new exit. My buddy and his girl, they see these zombies come walking out, and some of them are jogging towards him, and his survival instincts kicked in the wrong way.
Oh.
Instead of just sprinting for his life or wanting to quote unquote fight like he claims he would, first thing he does, he sticks his leg out, trips his girl, and then 0 to 90s straight to the fucking entrance.
Hey, I don't have to outrun the killers. I just have to outrun the person next to me.
And
He's
that's
doing
exactly
awesome.
what happened. That's exactly
This
what
man
happened.
is a survivor, born and bred.
Like he's behind her. She's right here. He just sticks a leg out, trips her. She topples over and just gone.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme
And you
here. I'm seeing a theme here.
And you just hear, babe, what the fuck?
This brings up a good point. If you want to find out if you in a real ass relationship, go to a fucking haunted house. Go to a Halloween event. You'll find out real quick if your partner gives a shit about you.
Hey, you don't need to get drunk. You don't need to do none of that. You just need to get like in that fight or flight mode.
Yeah, get them in fight or flight. See what they do. If they abandon you, they ain't the one. That's
Yep.
all there is to it. If they
only-
trip
If he
you,
trips and runs.
There's only two options. Either he's abandoning you or he's gonna stick with you. And then from what we've seen, it's more likely he's gonna abandon you.
If you get abandoned, that's an automatic fail. If he trips you to escape, that's a double fail. That's so bad.
Like
Are
that
they
was
still-
the double whammy.
Were
Not
they
only,
together
not
after
only
that?
they actually recently got married.
Oh my god.
Hey, they stuck
They survived it.
together.
They survived it.
She didn't learn.
Well,
She didn't learn.
Now again, I know, just superficial thing because they weren't in any real danger. It's just one of those. Your mind jumps to it's fight or flight, and his fight or flight said, "Fuck this bitch." But ultimately, I don't know what it is with certain people's way of thinking. I'm not going to say like girls in particular, but like for some reason, people can find a way to justify someone's actions, and she was a little pissed off and scorned at first because she had to get escorted back to the entrance by the zombies because she hurt her kneecap because her now betrothed kind of chalk blocked her behind the kneecap.
You can figure out like it was the Karate Kid. Wouldn't you put it the way it is?
You know, she should have tried to prank him, just act like she turned into a zombie.
So the one horror-themed Ferris wheel ride later, she got on scorned and pissed off. They got off making out with each other, and I'm like, okay, you guys have been gone for 2 minutes. What the fuck happened?
That's all I'm gonna say is he did it.
Now that I've calmed down, I can think clearly. I understand as to why he did that. What? You understand as to why he chalked you behind the kneecap, and then went away sprinting? Well, because like he understood somebody needs to be at the house to take care of the thing that my parents gave us. He didn't. If we're both dead, who's gonna take care of the house? So he was guaranteeing that at least.
And stared until she saw the error of her ways, is what I wish you would say. But we know she didn't.
No. The story ends with her saying "I do" for some reason, but so she found a way to justify. She found a way to justify what he did, and again, I understand it might be over the top thinking on my end because they weren't in actual any real danger. But my mindset was, even if this was real, if hypothetically speaking this was real, his first mindset is, this bitch is going down. Gone. Don't worry, babe. I'll be at the house. Someone has to pay for the internet. Now, granted, yeah, I'm starting to think that a lot of the company I keep are a bunch of cowards. But I do have this one friend. I've talked about him on this podcast before. I talked about my buddy Dylan. This dude functions on violence. He was going through one of those haunted mazes at Fright Fest, and he's holding his girlfriend's hand. She's scared shitless. One guy jumps out and goes to touch her shoulder, and this dude mollywops the guy square in the fucking jaw, floors him, and immediately the guy's just like, "It's not real. It's not real." Oh shit. I don't think this guy knows how close he was to dying. I totally forgot. My girl got touched. I'll take that one on the chin. No, he did. Hence why he's on the ground.
Yeah.
That's a real one right there, though. He's not smart, but he's loyal.
He's the epitome of all brawn and no brain, but we love him for it. He watches on occasion. Dylan, you know I love you. But
Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi.
No, but speaking of like when like attractions that are supposed to scare you to the point of putting their hands on you. Any of y'all heard of that fucking place called McCamey Manor?
No.
The haunted house where they essentially.
Is that the one where they make you sign a waiver because they can do?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah. People have had
physical
like
contact, like shoving and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, you don't know what we're talking about?
No, I don't. But it sounds interesting.
Okay, so let me before you say that one, let me enlighten you, my friend.
Right,
so McCamey
enlighten me.
Manor is a haunted house contest place where they challenge people to survive for I think it's like 8 hours inside this house. And there's a huge waiting list of people who are wanting to do it, and nobody to this day has passed since its inception. Like I want to say 10 years ago. So that should say something. 2, you sign up for it. by paying the owner of the house. I want to say it's either $10 or you bring him a bag of dog food because that's all he charges. And you go into this house, you sign this waiver that you can't sue them or try to get them arrested for what they're going to do in the house because they like to say it's a little bit of light touching, like some shoving. For 8 hours straight, these people will find any and every way to essentially beat the dog shit out of you and torture you. Some of the pictures and photos that were released were people like getting waterboarded. Somebody would vomit, and then they would force them to eat the vomit again.
Okay.
And then ultimately, when you tap out, that's when they stop everything and release you back to the world scarred.
Okay.
So
I take back my statement.
I do remember hearing about that.
they've updated their sign-up procedure. Do you know this, Deej?
I believe so. Hit me.
So now, once you sign up, before you're allowed in, they waterboard you first to make sure you're serious about this. So if you guys don't believe me, you can get on Vice's YouTube channel, and they have a 15-20 minute documentary, and they show that scene first off. Like, that is what happens when you go to this place. It's fucking crazy.
Shit. People pay for that, and literal governments are like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. That's a form of torture you're not allowed to do. And people are doing this shit just because they want to actually fucking get tortured, apparently.
Well, because I think the actual prize... Because the actual prize itself is like, I want to say, if you survive 8 hours, which God knows if you were getting close to 8 hours, I'm convinced they would just shoot you and kill you, but that's just me in Minecraft. But I think it's like you get awarded $20,000 if you can last all 8 hours.
I see why people do it.
I don't know about the prize, but do you know how they stay open?
How?
They're a non-profit charity. They collect food for the animal shelter, and that's where the dog food comes in, or the money for buying dog food.
Oh,
okay, I see it.
Charity.
They're a charity.
This dude's a genius.
He's a genius.
We'll waterboard you in the name of PETA.
I'm fucking
no
done.
offense, man, but this is the kind of craziness that can only come out of certain states, and I'm not gonna say where it is, but you know,
Sam, not just picturing the anime Higurashi when they cry with just a PETA logo in the bottom left corner.
I'll never be able to unsee that. I need you to know that.
Why did you beat that man with the brick? For the dogs.
For the dogs. He said, "How the dog doing?"
Well, apparently they're well fed.
Like, trust me, this ain't no kibbles and bits. This is some I am the bullshit.
20,000
is the grand prize. Yeah. But if you use profanity or fail a challenge during your time, you lose 500 per infraction.
Oh, I would lose all 20 grand of that
Also,
within the first 30 minutes.
You can't bring alcohol. I don't know why that's like so high up on their list of rules, but apparently it's a thing.
They're probably waterboarding someone and they started vomiting because they had alcohol in their system or some shit.
I don't know.
I think the only people that can actually do that are like those people that have a kink of that stuff.
Well, remember they did an interview with one of the guys who quote unquote survived it, and by survived it, he essentially lost, and then they let him go. But this is now on top of the liability waiver. They make you sign an NDA. He was talking to some news agency about it. It was an internet news agency that's not TMZ, and he said, yeah, at one point I thought I was doing well. They did all these things to me, from like, the waterboarding to whatever the hell else. And then at one point they just threw him inside a fucking concrete room. He heard them yelling at each other, trying to figure out what to do. And then one guy just comes in there and starts beating the dog shit out of him until he said he gave up.
Yeah, looking at the reviews, two of the customers had their fingers dislocated by the staff when they were getting towards the end. Not all their fingers, but you know, one each.
Good enough to make him say, "I'm out."
Exactly.
Fuck this shit,
Oh
I'm
my
out.
God.
So
Dude.
that shit can get crazy.
That's why I find it so weird to bring it up, because for some reason one of my friends on Facebook made a post about it, and with the caption of "me and who." You and you, bitch. Why'd you tag me in this?
Keep my name out your damn mouth. Dude.
Don't sit here and think that, oh yeah, one of the other rules is you're not allowed to fight back. Like as soon as you put your hands on the staff in retaliation, it's instant loss. And so she was like, "Come on, DJ, you know you would." And I'm like, I would be trying to beat the shit out of everybody. No shot I'm doing this.
20K isn't enough for me to get waterboarded, bones broken, or dislocated, or for somebody to try to beat the dog shit out of me. That is just not worth it for 8
That's not
hours.
worth it.
If you
No.
said, "Hey, get in a ring for 3-minute rounds, maybe 4 of them," I'd do that for 20K. But for 8 hours, the hell you say?
Yeah, I'll take 3-minute rounds against that. Yeah, I'd rather take 3-minute rounds with a heavyweight UFC fighter completely unpadded than do that shit.
Yeah, because you know it's probably
Okay,
gonna
so
be over after a couple seconds.
It's after she tags me in this, a bunch of people start going, "Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm going in. Tag. We can make this into a group thing." I'm like, well, I'm about to lose about half my friends list in one single night. 'Cause they're gonna
No
die.
offense, DJ. All your friends are
In my
stupid
crowd.
assholes.
You're telling me.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it's where I live.
I would never
I'm
do
pretty
that
sure
to
it's
you.
because of
I
where I
need
live.
you to know this. I would never do that to
Yeah.
any of you. Be like, "Hey guys, we should go check this out. This will be fun. This will be grand. We can make money."
I'm not.
Like when I first heard about it like 10 years ago, I was like, "Oh, McCamey Manor, an 8-hour haunted house. That sounds actually kind of sick. Why not? Like you get to stay there. Maybe like somebody comes in and like shakes the bed a little bit. While you're eating your Captain Crunch, you like somebody starts crawling on the ceiling above you and hissing. No, we're gonna kick you in the jaw as soon as you walk in.
In
Damn.
reality, homeboy sneaks into your room with the base or with the sock full of coins. You're just like, "Hey, whoa,
Jesus.
hey, be reasonable now."
You could use those for laundry day. Don't do that. Don't fucking do
Be
that.
cool. Dude,
Soap and sock party. It's like, dude, I've not Full Metal Alchemist. God damn it, I've seen Full Metal Jacket. I can handle this.
I wish they had a sock party scene in Full Metal Alchemist. Just Ed stuck to the bed. Everyone beat the shit out of him.
I'm trying
When it
to
comes
hide
to
like
FMA,
that.
I'll just leave.
I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I gotta ask, man, because I love spooky shit. I love the attractions. I love doing the big stuff. You're the first person ever to openly talk about that shit. Like I have friends who do this stuff. Nobody's ever like mentioned it because either they don't know or they think it's a fucking urban legend or whatever. I know your friends were onto that shit, but what's your honest opinion of something like that existing? Because I gotta pick your brain. I never have anybody to talk to about all this crazy shit I just know about.
Well, because I'm a realist, and also what I do say I'm about something, it's because I'm actually about it. Where I live, nothing against my personal IRL friends, but a lot of people that are on my Facebook friends list, they're more along the lines of, I need to say I'm about this because it's going to make me look cool on Facebook. I want to be internet tough. When secretly, if the toilet was clogged, their day would be ruined in real life. I have a friend where her power went out for 3 hours because she forgot to pay her light bill. But in that 3 hours before she realized she didn't pay her light bill, her day was ruined. So when it comes to like McCamey Manor, I'm like, I always try to do as much research as I can before making like a critical judgment call on something. But when I read and saw the interview of what you are to be subject to and what we just talked about, that's maybe within the first hour. You still got 7 to go.
Honestly.
That's 7 hours of nah. Nope. I will be over anywhere else doing anything else than that. And I can be honest with that. And a bunch of my friends online, they're just like, "Oh yeah, you're a fucking bitch, man, and you're a pussy." And I'm like, I shove you right now. What do you do? Like, what are you really gonna do if I shove you right now? You're about to subject yourself to 8 hours of people torturing you. Well, there's
I think because people
$20,000
see
on
the
the line.
word attraction, they assume it's going to be, very kitten gloves, just light poking and prodding at people. They are out there breaking bones and committing war crimes, unironically
Oh, yeah.
committing war crimes on fucking your average Joe Schmo. That is absolute madness.
Actually reminds me of that same post on Facebook. One of my friends, she's married with like fucking 5 kids, and she comments on it, the whole me and who, and she goes, "Let's go, we'll bring the kids." One of my buddies who knows about McCamey, he just comments, "No."
These kids are gonna be traumatized
They're gonna be
if
dead.
you survive. Yeah, if they survive.
The staff's like, I don't really feel good about this, but they signed the waiver.
I
They
get paid
said,
either way,
"Let's go."
right?
Fucking send it, Jesus.
Fucking Christ.
That makes me
so
much.
much.
That actually makes me quite curious about the hiring process. Like, how do you get hired at McCamey Manor? Hey, so
They're definitely on a deep web server where they look up that stuff and plan all year. That is a fact. I don't care what anybody says. That's what's in his mind, and that's what makes sense.
I'm sure the owner of the house, his interview process, maybe over a Zoom call. Maybe. Just like it says here, you have a list of felonies ranging from assault and battery. What was your weapon of choice? Oh, a ball-peen hammer. Perfect.
You're hired.
You know how to use a pair of vice grips. That's so, dude, that shit's so crazy.
Have you ever used tongs
This episode took a
outside
really
of
dark
barbecue?
turn.
Have you ever played that torture scene in GTA 5 when Trevor
Oh my
beat the
God.
shit out of a guy with a monkey wrench? Yeah, I actually quite thoroughly enjoyed that. Excellent. Yes.
Are you a fan of
That's
the
a
Hostel
check mark?
series?
Oh my God, hostile.
Is
Do
Leatherface
you
one of your
enjoy
idols?
Saw movies?
Any of the Robs?
Any of the Rob
Oh,
Zombie
zombie
movies?
movies.
Can I get you to describe your opinion of Captain Spaulding? That'd be really helpful for the process.
You said Michael Myers is your godfather? Yes. Okay. Excellent. That's great. That's perfect, actually.
Your spirit animal is
That's
Freddy
what-
Krueger?
that-
Nice.
That's why it was completely astounding to me. I'm like, people are actually signing up to this, and like, who's applying for the position? Maybe like Jimmy Josta from Haybreed. He looks like he would fit the bill, but who else?
No. Maybe some motherfuckers from Gorgoroth.
Oh,
Yeah, it got real now, didn't it? If you know, you know.
that's true Norwegian. That's who started it. The band Mayhem. That's it. No, but when it came to that place, that's a straight up no go from me. I don't know how. Well, I mean, you said they're a nonprofit charity because they're doing it for the animals. But even when people found out about what they do there, there's still a huge waiting list of people waiting to actually go and do it.
Oh yeah.
So now
Oh,
knowing
yeah.
in advance, I was about to say, so now knowing in advance what they're going to subject you to, in y'all's opinion, what is the draw to an attraction like that, knowing what is about to happen to you? Like, that's like me telling you in advance, I'm going to kick you in the nuts, spread them, and then you spread
Spread
them.
your cheeks and lift your sack.
I'm gonna put something in the Discord because I can't say it on the recording.
But no,
Alright.
I think it's gonna, that waiting list is going to be like 3 different types of people. You've got the people that are just psychopaths that want to just see, oh, I've got it, I love this type of shit. You got the people that are like, oh, I got to prove I'm tougher than everybody else, so I can handle this. Everyone else is a little bitch. And you have people that will be like, have no idea what this is actually like because they just saw, like you said, attraction and thought, oh, it'll be, a haunted house type thing, like, some Disney stuff or whatever.
All the spooks.
You're forgetting also two
I think those
other...
are the 3 people you're going to get.
You're forgetting the 2 other types of people. You got the thrill seekers that want to do it for the thrill of it, and the masochistic.
Yeah, that's the psychopaths.
Well, actually, no.
I just group like those 2 kind of together.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. How about this type? The people that are into it, that have a kink for it.
Yes. That definitely.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Just like, what makes you think you do well in McCamey Manor? Well, one of my biggest turn-ons is getting my balls obliterated by a Dami Mommy.
Gross.
Perfect.
I want you to spit obscenities at me while you're waterboarding me. Like, come on, like, what kind of shit is that?
Come on, Daddy, make my... Never mind, I won't go there.
Don't you...
Let's stop.
It's one of the nurses from frickin' what was that? Silent Hill.
You know what?
I thought you were going to say something.
This is a good podcast. We're running out of time.
No.
DJ, you want to send us off?
Oh, we are. We're getting close to time.
Yeah.
Okay, so long story short, the best way to sum up the last 20 minutes of this segment is don't go to McCamey Manor ever unless you're really into that shit.
No.
Don't go. Don't listen to him. Stop that. Bad DJ.
Don't go to McCamey Manor. I'm just stupid and I'm a cynic, but that's perfectly fine with me because you know what? It's outro time. Yes, sir. But yeah, so real talk, don't ever go to McCamey Manor. That is a one-stop shop to get yourself hurt for no fucking reason, and I don't ever recommend doing it. We here at NoSkill do not condone McCamey Manor, ever. And on that note, Mikey, anything to say to the folks?
It's been good. Be safe. Have fun this spooky season. And if something sounds like the weird plot to a horror movie, like the thing we were just talking about, it might be real this time of year. Be careful, for crying out loud. But yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully we'll see you next time.
Dragonius.
Fuck. Skip me. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the last 20 minutes.
Man was flashbanged by words.
You just flashed
Blueberry
by a
phrase?
conversation. So on your thing, which is if it seems like a horror movie, don't be the white people in the horror movie and investigate it. Get the fuck out. And
damn it,
2, Universal. If you guys need someone to help scare people, I'm down. Hit me up. But other than that, it's been fun.
All right, Brandon, you got something?
Stick to
Just
core
say bye.
mazes. See ya.
And then also one last thing. That one last thing from me, parents. Always make sure to check your kids' Reese's Pieces for hydrogen bombs. You know, people be crazy around here.
God damn it.
On that note, there are some buttons in the comment section down below. And we will see you in the next one. We've been NoSkill Entertainment. Bye. Love you.